City series cigars and Citrus 7s, black cement 3s, 4s, the hairs and bread 11s. No doubt that I'll be wearing some fire at any sighting. With these Doran Becker 5s, you can see me in any lighting. It's exciting, I'll be flexing to the coldest degree.
What's up, everybody? It's Sneakerhead M Checks. I got the 2025 Shattered Backboard 1s releasing Saturday, August 23rd. So as usual, we're going to take a close detailed look at the shoe from all angles. I'm going to put these on and step around them so y'all can see the look on feet. I also have the original Shattered Backboard 1s from 2015. So I'll be comparing the two throughout the video and we'll discuss all the differences. After that, I'm going to share my opinion on these and then I'm going to talk about release predictions, reselling predictions, which release I like better and all that stuff. So let's get right to it. Now, I did not realize how much darker the orange was on these compared to the original until I held these next to the originals. Like, you could tell just by looking at them that they're a little darker, but I didn't realize how significant it was until I pulled these out. And I was like, oh, hold on, it's a whole different shade. But leave me a comment, let me know how you feel about that. Do you prefer the darker orange or, you know, because even up here, you can see that this little Nike Air thing's a little darker. But yeah, leave me a comment, let me know how you feel about that and which orange you like better. Leather on these is real inconsistent too. I mean, it looks fine right here. It's fine right here, but we're gonna stop right here at this white part. Number one is completely white and it's not like a cream or off-white like the original pair had. But you see how like smooth the leather almost looks here? Almost as smooth as the black part. Then you grab this other shoe over here and it almost seemed like it's not even the same grain of leather. Like this shit is so wrinkly over here. And then over here we got baby ass. It's like I wish there was a little bit more tumble on this one and I wish there was a lot less wrinkle on this one. Like why do I look like I got damn near two different pairs of shoes? You know what I mean? Like I know that's nothing new. I know that's just how they do, but that's something I'll just never be able to get with or, you know, accept or get used to. But this right here, this looks nice. This is how I feel like this part should look. Nice, very light tumble, not too smooth, not mad wrinkly. This looks good. And the other shoe isn't too far off. It's not exact, a little wrinkly in here, a little bit more wrinkly than this. Like I said, you know, it's not too far off. Definitely better looking than the outer sides of these two. I usually don't have anything to say or that much to say about the back part on Jordan 1s unless there's like a cut difference in the way the collars are or something like that, but it's not the case here. Just, you know, like I was saying before, obviously darker shade of orange, all black interior. They come with an extra pair of orange laces and they got the same special Shattered Backboard insole that the originals have. Obviously, you know, from wearing these so much, the rim and everything in there is not quite as vibrant, but let me take these out so y'all can see. Here's the rim and the net and all the glass from, you know, Jordan dunking and shattering the backboard. And same thing with the left insole. You know, you can kind of put them together and it almost kind of looks like a hoop. Not really, shit's not round, but you know, it's kind of killing me about the outsole is they made the upper on this new pair darker than the original. However, looking at the outsole compared to the originals, they made these brighter. Now, obviously, this pair being worn and having dirt on it is going to make them appear darker. But even if you can look past the dirt, like, these were not this bright. At least I don't think. Even if I compare the part of the sole that I didn't walk on the ground with, you know, I'll be cleaning my shit, so I always clean this side part after a wear. Pretty sure there's no dirt over here. Down here, yes, you can see the dirt. Over here, nah, like I said, I'll be cleaning this. And when you look at them next to the 2025 pair, it's definitely darker. So I don't know what that's all about, but fortunately, it's something you only really notice from, you know, looking at them down here. And as a person who wears their shoes, I could really give a fuck about the bottom. So just an observation. Box on these is tough, for sure. They got the shattered glass design all around to represent the shattered backboard. White paper on the inside, nothing special in here. And here's the box label. Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG in black, black sail, and starfish. Here's a quick all around view of the shoe. Alright, now see they look on feet.
You already know, if I say I'm gonna do it, then for sure it's a go. And you know I really got it, I don't do it for show. I'm always thinking about how I can get my money to grow. You already know, if I say I'm gonna do it, then for sure it's a go. And you know I really got it, I don't do it for sure. I'm always thinking about how I can get my money to grow.
So in comparison to the original Shattered Backboard ones from 2015, the 2025 release has a darker shade of orange on the upper, or white here in this area surrounding the swoosh, as opposed to this being more like an off-white like on the originals. Has a brighter shade of orange on the outsole, slightly lower leather quality, and a very slightly different shape. They're definitely not the originals, but these aren't bad. I for sure like the 2015 release better, but if I didn't have these, I would be fine with the new pair. I mean, if I didn't have either and I can get them both at the same price, I mean, that would definitely go with these. But in the event where I'd have to pay like $500-$600 for these and I could get these for, you know, retail, I'd be cool with these. They don't look bad though, even with the darker shade of orange. I like the shape on the originals better, but it's not a big difference. The leather on these doesn't feel quite as good as it does on the originals, but I don't really care as much about the feel as I care about the consistency of it, which is all over the place like I was saying earlier. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like every pair from 2015 was perfect. These, as well as a lot of other Jordan 1s, have their fair share of defects, so it's not something we've never seen before. But yeah, overall, I mean, there's really just minor differences. The only thing I would say that's probably major is the shade of orange, but I don't know. For me personally, I still notice it when I look at these without these. You know, I was saying earlier that putting these next to the originals really like emphasizes the differences, like the shade of orange. But even when I look at them without the originals next to them, I can see, especially on this back part, like if you look at it, like looking at it from like this angle, I could tell at first glance, like, okay, like they are a little darker, but still overall, it doesn't look bad. And you know, if you get them, it's not like you're going to be walking around with the 2015 pair next to them to show how they compare, you know what I mean? But everybody has their own preferences. I know there are definitely some other releases where that difference in shade would really bother me. So I kind of don't know why it's not killing me as much on these, but yeah, I would say if you have the original pair in good condition still, there's really no point in getting these unless you want a different shade of orange. Definitely a good opportunity for anybody who has liked the colorway, missed out on the originals, and never wanted to pay that high aftermarket price for them. Now you can get them for retail easily, which I know is a turn off for some people, but perfect for those who just like them for the appearance and aren't worried about what they're going for, or how easy they are to get or anything like that. I am a little surprised at how low the demand is for these though. I mean, the market's pretty much at retail and I don't think they're going to sit in stores for that long, but I still would have expected these to do a little bit better than they are as far as demand. Shit was like $1,500 4 years ago. And I know it's not the first time that we've seen a pair that was really sought after re-release and not do anything close to its original. But Shattered Backboards at retail, sitting, is crazy. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna be that long still. If they was going for maybe like 220 to 250-ish, I'd be able to maybe make some sense of it, but these shits aren't even over 200 right now. Actually, let me double check. Okay, some sizes are over 200. But most sizes, unless it's like a 12 plus, most sizes are under 200 right now. It's just so crazy to see how quickly people switch up. This shoe was going for $1,500-$1,600 like 3-4 years ago. You gotta understand, there's gotta be heavy demand for a shoe to sell for $1,500-$1,600. Like a lot of people gotta want them. And it's not like they were that price for a hot second, like early before release, or you know, maybe the day of release or something when it's extremely hyped. Like these shits have been out, came out the gate wilding, $400 or $500 off rip, and never looked back. I remember when they was going for like $800-$900. I thought that was OD for a regular ass pair of ones, cause like he ain't even playing these or nothing. Don't get me wrong, I like them, I always have, but I just couldn't believe how hyped they were for no reason. But they were. Shits hit 1,000, over 1,000, and before you knew it, they were a $1,500 shoe. And it wasn't like there was just like a quick moment of that. Like, they stayed at that price for years. It wasn't just a couple of sales that happened. Like, people were buying this shoe for $1,500-$1,600 for years. From like 2020 to 2022, we had years of people buying these shits at that price. Years. And yes, I know trends change and stuff, but this isn't like Galaxy foams where the peak of the hype was over a decade ago and the style has changed up where people don't wear foams like they used to back in 2012 or whatever. And part of the generation who was part of the hype the first go around, you know, might be a little bit older and might not be buying shoes as much anymore. It's not even like that because these shits peaked like 3-4 years ago. Like, please go look at the app. 3-4 years ago, 2022, 2021, this was a $1,500-$1,600 shoe. Now, I know Jordan 1s aren't as hype as they were a few years ago, and that plays a significant role in this, but still, one's been dead like that for a couple of years now, and I'm over here looking at sales and price history. People were still buying these at like 1,000 in 2023. That's 2 years ago. One's been lost they hype, and the 2015 release was selling for $1,000. My thing is like, how is there that many people willing to pay that kind of money for this shoe just 2 years ago? Even if we talking $1,000 in 2023, how was people paying $1,000 in 2023 for Shattered Backboards? 2 years later, we get a re-release, and just all of that's gone. Now, obviously, yes, the people that was paying $1,500, $1,000 for them, they got their 2015 pairs. But what you got to realize is, if there's people paying $1,500 for them, $1,000, and there's multiple people doing that, there's somebody else that wants to and just doesn't have the money or is not willing to pay that money for shoes. So my thing is like, now that they're available for, you know, retail, where is all the people that was, you know, kind kind of standing in the background like, damn, I want the Shattered Backboards, but I'm not paying that 15. I'm not paying that 12. I'm not paying that band. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care at the end of the day, but that is mad interesting. But yeah, most resellers are going to want to sit this one out, obviously. There's very little to no money to be made on these right now, and I would not be phased by the price history on the original pair either. These are not about to do that. I do expect them to go up in the near future, but not at a rate where it would be worth holding them. So yeah, leave me a comment and let me know how you feel about these and which release you like better, 2025 or 2015. If this was helpful or informative in any way, I really appreciate if you liked the video. And if you're interested in more reviews like this or any other sneaker related content, please do us both a favor and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Once you're subscribed, make sure you tap that little bell icon where the subscribe button was and select all. That way when I put a new video out, you get notified and you won't miss out on anything. Thank you all for watching. Everybody, please stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you next time.